Alright, folks. Well, welcome back. And I do apologize for taking a week off. Granted, I had some things I had to do, and then, of course, I had some things I had to figure out about the broadcast. So, but conveniently, I've done discovered that I should talk more about world news than I should state news. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to completely clear away from, the state news. That just means that I'm going to leave maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week to talk about the state news, and then the rest is going to be nothing but world news. But while I was gone now, first things first, George Zimmerman, of course, we all know, was in the spotlight while I was gone. He sat down with Fox News as Sean Hannity for a televised interview last Wednesday. Now, George Zimmerman, 28, has been charged with second-degree murder for the shooting death of an unarmed Trayvon Martin in a gated community in Sanford, Florida, which Zimmerman has pleaded not guilty, saying it was self-defense, and that has been free on $1 million bond since the beginning of July. Now, Zimmerman says that he believes it was all God's plan as to why him and Martin met that day, where he ultimately fatally shot an unarmed 17-year-old boy. This set Trayvon's father, Tracy Martin, in a rage, saying, "We must worship a different God because there is no way my God would want you, George Zimmerman, to kill my teenage son." The next day, Zimmerman had dropped plans for a second televised interview after ABC Network would not provide shelter and security for his wife for a month, according to his lawyer, Mark O'Mara. Now, this is kind of weird. Don't understand it, but it's okay. It's the news. Not supposed to understand it. But we're moving on. This is the kind of story that I don't like to report. It is a very sad story. A tragedy in the midnight viewing of The Dark Knight Rises plagued the country while I was gone. 12 people are dead, including a 60-year-old Veronica Sullivan. 58 other people were injured, and among the 58, 8 of them are still in critical condition. This would be the worst mass shooting in American history. The psychotic and sadistic James Holmes enters the theater from the exit door, throws a smoke bomb, and then begins firing upon innocent people with semi-automatic rifles and shotguns. The people in the theater initially thought that the act was, a stunt for the movie, but it was not. And during this horrific scene, there were many heroes. There were many heroes. But I will name a few, and I will explain what they did. You have 26-year-old Jonathan Blunk. He served 3 years of tours and duty in the Middle East. He was about to re-enlist, but was fatally shot because he threw himself in front of his girlfriend, Jansen Young. Now, he's not the only one that did that. 25-year-old Alexander Tevez died trying to save his girlfriend, Amanda Lindgren, from the gunman. And then 27-year-old Matt McQuinn. He dove in front of his girlfriend and her older brother to shield them from the gunfire. So, after all this is said and done, it was 70 people that were injured and / killed. 12 being killed, and then the 58 being injured. And I would actually like for all of us to have a moment of silence and pray for the victims and their families. Now, on to the shooter. James Holmes was in court Monday. He's also known as the shooter. He appeared to be dazed and confused, unshaved, and in a prison jumpsuit that concealed a bulletproof vest. Holmes absolutely said nothing during the courtroom proceedings. spent most of his time looking down, and what some people may have said to be appeared that he was falling asleep. Holmes' appearance and actions have raised questions about his mental competency. And during the police interview, Holmes kept referring to himself as the Joker. But defense is seeking the death penalty and says Holmes is still fit to stand trial. Now, on a brighter note, a very, very noble brighter note, yesterday actor Christian Bale, if you do not know, he is the star of Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, and his wife Sibby Blossom surprised the people of Aurora when they visited the memorial for the victims and met survivors of the shooting in the hospital. Now, moving on. Some more tragic news to report. Sherman Hemsley, best known as George Jefferson, died yesterday at the age of 74. Now, it's unclear what he died of. Autopsies are underway, and police do not expect any foul play. Now, this is even more of a sad news, and this is news that comes from around the world, from the United Kingdom. A 35-year-old father from the United Kingdom, Siri Fuller, stabbed his 12-year-old son, Sam, his daughters, 8-year-old Rebecca and 7-year-old Charlotte, before taking his own life by jumping off an 80-foot cliff in an abandoned rock quarry. For this whole week, I kid you not, people have gone ballistic over this, and I cannot stress more than enough that if parents have families that have kids, there's no need. There are ways around these things. You do not need to stab or kill your kids, especially if they have not even remotely lived their lives yet. I mean, you have 12, 8, and 7, and not to mention the 6-year-old girl that had died in the theater because of a sadistic, psychotic guy named James Holmes. This really, I don't know. It really stuns me for the week that I have been gone. It stuns me from the things that have progressed and have happened. And like I said, my thoughts and prayers go out to the families of the Aurora shooting. And even at that, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family of these 3 kids that the father, 35-year-old Siri Fuller, decided to stab and ultimately taking his own life. This has been a very tragic week, and I would like everybody to take a moment of silence and pray for all the families. Now, I told y'all, and here comes the best part, I told y'all that I would definitely be bringing y'all some new hot stuff from Virginia. That's where we live at. One of my friends named Chaotic, underneath the Underground skit, has allowed me to use some of his songs. Now, today you're going to hear a part of his songs. Now, at any point, if y'all want, his website is shop.undustry, which is UNDUSTRY.com. You can go on there. You can pre-order his CD. His album drops August 14th of this year, next month. When you pre-order it now, you get a signed copy from him. You get an Undustry bumper sticker and some other things. It's a package. $10. Not bad at all. Now, for all that is said, here comes the music.
No, I don't blame you. I just wish you would have taken more time to realize that you and me are more than what meets the eye. I'm lying laying in my bed, can't sleep, mind's racing, trying to process the situation, but I'm impatient. Chasing you in my thoughts, you only get further away, and then you disappear forever. And I had so much to say, but you ain't wanna hear it, and I totally understand. But it pains me to be without you. I love you the best I can, but my best just ain't enough. And I know it's a scary thought, but when you love someone so much, you gotta try and see through the faults and stop making accusations. No hesitation, I'm waiting for you. I could pass away any given day and fade through. I can honestly say if roles would change, I'd still be with you. But I guess you don't feel the same, but I don't blame you. No, I don't blame you. I just wish you would've taken more time to realize that you and me are more than what meets the eye. No, I don't blame you. I just wish you would've taken more time to realize that you and me are more than what meets the eye. No, I don't blame you. Thinking about yourself, your priority.